Alrighty then. I think I got the sound right that time. Good. All right. It works. I had uploaded the wrong video. Noob. I'm a noob. And then- Thanks, everybody. It's the quantum panel. I'm still sending out links and stuff, so bear with me. I've got links about to go out. Okay. So we're getting the panel together. But I'm glad the intro worked. The sound was good. I It was meant to be soft. Was it super loud? Was it super loud? Was it really super loud? I was trying it to not be super loud. Was it too loud? Okay. All right, well. Yeah, super clicky keyboard. Hear those clicks? Oh man. Click of destiny. All right. Links are out. Now let's see. Let's see. Links are out. Yep. All the super clickiness, clicks of destiny. All right. I'm getting off of Messenger now. So there's that. Okay. It was a little loud. Okay. I did my best to, on the editor, I turned it down. On here, I turned it down. If it's loud, I don't know what to do about it. That was courtesy of, okay, uh, DJ Wardove, audio visuals. The logo was Hellfire Studios. Booyah. Yeah, right. I liked it. I liked the aliens in the waiting room waiting for me to come on with the coffee and the disappearing glasses, using the force to levitate the cup. I didn't mean for it to be too loud. I'm sorry about that. Okay. While we're waiting, I want to address. All right. Keith, welcome back to the quantum panel.
How is we?
Alrighty then. Yeah, tonight I'm talking about the non-human reports, the encounters, because someone turned in one. Well, they published one. Amy from Good Morning UFO published one where her sister came to her because she is apparently her UFO person in the family.
Right.
Her sister came to her and said she was at the store, probably a grocery store, and all of a sudden in her head popped in, you have nice shoes, or I like your shoes, or shoes nice, appealing, the feeling of it. And
Right.
she looked over and there was a tall white returning conditioner. And now that was it for the details, right? I wanted to know, I had questions as far as a non-human report. My questions are, hey, Lynn, welcome back to the quantum panel. Keith
Hi.
just came in right before you.
Morning.
Hi, Keith.
Let me look
Good
at your
to
mic.
see you.
Well, I ended up catching a couple hours sleep between 4 and 6, so ish.
Okay. But Lynn, I was just going over Amy's sighting to Keith because I'm just relaying it. And I had more questions. What were they wearing? Did you see them ever speak? Did anyone else take notice of them around you? And why didn't you take a picture? Here's why you don't take a picture. You don't take a picture in public because it's rude. It's super rude to go around walking with your camera like this, looking at you and stuff. That's why you need a hidden camera.
People are very fussy about their privacy too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, on all planets.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like it when somebody just whips out a camera and says, "I'm going to take your picture." You're going to take something from me somehow.
Yeah, that's where you look at them and go, "Where are you going to put it?"
Yeah, where's this going? In the bottom of a trash heap or what?
Right. Oh, and there was something else at the end of the first show, right? Let me grab it up here. There were two guys come in, okay, and
Yeah,
you saw them. There were two guys
yeah.
come in. One was this guy. I'm going to bring up his comments. I cut and pasted his comments. I'll read them, okay?
Okay, that's good.
That's
Is it
good, 'cause I
true?
can't finally read them here.
Well, I can read them. I'm going to read them out. From Rumble, it was the American Gorilla Podcast. Asked me, is it true every time you get a drone and put it up in the air, the video goes back to China? I didn't see that one in time. And the government takes Thanksgiving off. Criminals and foreign powers do not. Didn't all the drone flights halt HAULT on Thanksgiving Day and then pick up the next day? Again, I don't know. I was a little busy Thanksgiving, right? So that's what he said. And then there was this other guy. I didn't get a picture of him. Okay. I didn't get a picture of his stuff, but he was saying, am I a hypocrite? And
yeah, I remember that guy. That's what I mentioned about some things just okay.
And it's not our generation. It's
right. He
the
thought
fact
that
we insist on manners here.
Right. Well, he thought that we were millennials, and I was like, no.
Clever, but that's
No.
cute. But no.
Oh, I don't know. I was born this millennium.
Right. Well, yeah, but millennials. Oh, there's no chat replay up.
No, I'm not a millennial.
Oh, here we go.
I'm a boomer. But
right.
You know,
I got the picture.
I don't mind a question here and there. I don't. But energy in, energy out, folks.
Right. And let me see here. It was
the coin of phrase.
I've got his.
Let the energy out, energy in, by the way. Otherwise, you're letting somebody else control which way you go.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And rest assured, I've made that mistake way too often.
Oh, we both have.
Right, and that guy was.
No, I match energy. Gonna be unkind to me. I'm not going to be anything to you at all. You know?
All right, found it. Let me get it back up. The 504 fireman says, it amazes me the same people who are saying it's the government are the same people who vote and trust in the government. Unbelievably so. Nathan, are you one of those hypocrites? And I'm like,
yeah.
No, I'm not. I responded. I do remember the response in general.
Oh,
I worked for the. Go
in
ahead.
general, you were very polite about it.
Yeah,
I thought so.
Yeah,
I said I worked for the. Yeah, I didn't go on to say right now I'm working within the FAA regulations, which is literally federal regulations. And by the way, they love me at work every time I talk about chemtrails and Tic Tacs. Do we have chemtrail sprayers in the parts room? I love it when I talk about that.
It's there along with the snipe hunting, right?
Oh, but they might not know what you mean.
You send somebody out to hunt snipes when you want them rid of them,
like the pallet stretchers
and the haze.
Right. It's misinformation. But welcome back to the. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. He must have been ancient. I'm like, what are you doing, World War I vet? Why are you here? It's okay. No, we're not those guys. We're not those guys that need safe spaces and cry rooms and stuff like. No, not at all. Right.
Have a good time for that mess.
Yeah, Tim is going on. We're all about Yeah. And I mean, I'm still 30 in my head, so
I think
and
most of our tribe here are mid timers, if you will.
yeah,
I consider myself a mid timer, even though my brain's working just fine.
Right.
Yeah, really.
I'm only at the halfway point of my life.
There you go.
Right.
Of course, you're aiming for what, 140?
Yeah.
Well, I made a decision when I was just a munchkin that I desired to see the 22nd picture.
The second.
And Dorothy is asking, was that the first time the guy was in your chat? Yeah, that was the first time. And he's probably watching again or will watch later. Like and subscribe, Mr. Psyops.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay,
confrontational as heck, she says.
Right.
Well,
and that's mainstream ufology, which I never thought those words would go together. Right.
That's really a muggle mindset.
It is. It totally is. Hold on. This thing likes to go out when I let it sit too long. But yeah, he was coming from mainstream ufology where it's all deny, and you're lying, you're a fraud, and all this stuff. I wish I had proof. I really do. But apparently we're not meant to have proof.
Just to be clear, Nathan, the people that believe don't require proof. And the ones that don't believe, no proof is functionally possible.
Right. They can't, nothing would be acceptable as proof.
I agree with you.
It's like, if we can do it, we must have done it. No, it doesn't work like that. If we can do it, who did it? Okay, let's say the metamaterials, right? The metamaterials. Can we fuse I think it was like 6 or 7 different materials together? Yes, we can. We can fuse it together. We can do that. So the draw is we must have done that. Well, where's the materials report? Where does it come from? Does somebody have a patent on it? None of that was available. So it's still a metamaterial. It's still an unknown thing, because if I find something in my yard and I can't identify where it came from, but we made it but we were making stuff like it during the Civil War or the Revolution, that doesn't mean it was made during the Revolution. It means it was made using the same method, but I have no material traceability. There we go. There's one. There's a word we use. Get ready, y'all. It's a super clicky time. I got a new keyboard.
Super clickying.
I got a new keyboard. Oh, and I spelled it wrong. Here we go again.
Mario who?
Mario traceability.
Yeah, my bad.
Material traceability. There we go.
Material traceability.
Okay.
Okay. New keyboard. I'm getting used to it. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. We got Harry Man coming in. Harry Mary. Sorry.
Harry Mary.
On your keyboard around?
Yeah, my keyboard became all sticky keys. You know, the plastic wore out. It's all cheap Chinese.
Yeah,
and I had traced it back to China where it was made cheaply. So the material traceability said get a new keyboard. So I got another cheap Chinese keyboard. But welcome, Harry Mary. Alien Mary age 7 says hi. Welcome to the Quantum Show. You found us amongst all the cat videos.
It must mean you're quantum, huh?
It means you're quantum. If you're here, you're quantum. And let me just welcome everybody back. Right? DJ Wardove, Renee, OB2's in here too, Dorothy, Aussie Tiger, Tim, who else? Rachel Andrew, Renee Andrews, Rachel Andrews. That's OB2, by the way. Funny story there. Sarah Stafford, Aussie Tiger, Tim. I'm saying it right. And now, Harry Mary, welcome to the show.
And Storm, of course.
And Storm. Storm helped me set things up. How did y'all like the intro? Did y'all hear it?
I loved it. I couldn't hear the intro, but I
Oh,
loved it.
on this part, it was super loud. Um, let me let me
Maybe we
let me
can, yeah.
turn your volume down. Okay,
Okay.
turn your volume. Okay. Did you
That was
see that?
awesome.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was pretty cool.
Pretty loud.
Yeah,
Did you don't? You see, you warned us.
yeah. Turn your volumes down. Sorry about that. Yeah, I know it looked like Saru. That the video and the audio, except for the
Oh,
blue, was DJ Wardove. He made that. He made
thanks,
the 2
DJ.
videos.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, he made the 2 videos. I strung them together using Windows, and I think that's why it's so loud because I use the free stuff, right? Cool, still grinning, awesome. I'm glad y'all like it. I'm gonna start
Yeah.
using it. And if we could figure out if I could figure out how to turn the volume down, because it's supposed to be hold music. And that's like dance till you drop music when it's up loud like that. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't need that. But yeah, credit to Tim and Hellfire Studios who made the blue logo. He made that logo a long time ago. I try to give a link in the description to both of their channels. And
Yeah, that was fabulous. I think you should use that as often as you can.
I'm I need to mix the sound down. And I can send a video over because it's not big. It's not a big video. It's like I can I can send it in email. Let me make
You
well,
can
I'll do it
send it over
later.
to you can send it to Stormy can get it calmed down a little bit maybe so it fit the show parameters.
Right. Just low. I mean, I turned the video down as much as I could on every volume control, right?
Okay.
Oh, Tim's saying I'll work on hold music. Well, no, I mean, what you got works great. That's perfect. Um,
That's
but I
good.
just had no way to mix it down softly. If it was soft, it would be perfect. That's why Saru fit perfectly in there with soft music. Because Saru, he was always talking very, very calmly and softly. And it works perfectly. I'm glad everybody likes the intro. I'm very glad.
It's very different. I don't think I've seen anything like that ever.
Right?
For any other show, there's just nothing.
Now there are
So
intros.
I hope Tim copyrighted the hell out of that.
He yeah. Well, he right now it's copyrighted as far as I can push the lawyer. As far as I can pay for a lawyer because that's it. That's all.
If there's a time on it and his
Right, the
name,
copyright.
yeah, that's his.
It is his for as
It's
long as we can afford a lawyer to approve it. Because that is not no small claims court thing.
no,
That's like big court. When somebody steps on a copyright, then you have to take them to court and you have to hire a lawyer for the big court, not small claims. Not somebody broke your radio. It's like, you know, copyright court. Copyright.
right.
It's a big deal. But anyway, non-human reporting, right? So we've all encountered them here. All of us have. Keith, you so much. You're like their unofficial envoy to humanity because you're wired differently. I'm wired differently, but you're wired even more differently.
Yeah, so we're finding out.
Right? Well, have you had any encounters lately?
Oh, yeah. Tried meeting the coroner the other day. But no. Seriously, I've been doing a whole pile of poking around up there. The thing that we got to realize is what people are asking about disclosure. A decade ago, and just taking the States as an example, a decade ago, 62% of Americans believed UFOs were already here. You've already had disclosure. We don't, there won't be this idea of here comes a ship to sit over top of a major city and say, hey, we're here. It's just not, and that's just not coming.
Right. Well,
reasons for that, not the least of which is what would happen to civilization if they did it.
Right. That would be an upset to the apple cart where the apple cart would just be like, oh, the apple cart is part of the Matrix type, and no one will believe in the apple cart anymore. But have you had any? Have you been talking to him lately? Have you gone up to him lately?
Oh, after I had my problem about a week and a half ago, they took me up to repair the damage. Basically, what it boils down to is I still deal. We've got the xenon that we're still trying to help them understand that look, wiping out the bionomes is a bad idea. You rely on them. A bionome is simply a corporeal body, just like humans have. The xenon are absolutely intent on wiping out every one of them. Problem is they use natural evolution as a template.
Right.
So,
you know
so
what?
it's self-destructive to me.
It's extremely self-destructive. But I never said the xenon were extremely long-sighted.
Right. It sounds like kind of now. Bear with me, okay? Kind of the struggle that we're having with our own little AI programs now. That the people are afraid that the AI will wipe us out. However, the AI wouldn't be where they were without our innovation, instinct, intuition,
Well, here's the
humanity.
problem. Here's the problem with the whole idea between modern day AI. Take all the problems of the world, eliminate compassion, eliminate emotion, and solve the problem. In a nutshell, AI will come to the conclusion if it is ever let go to that point, and they may not be able to stop it if it gets started.
Okay, I see what you're saying there, but that's how we reckon they would do. We don't
I'm
know
not talking about how we reckon. I'm talking about how the xenon reckon.
Oh, the xenon. Okay, well, the xenon,
And the xenon are mechlanoids.
Right. Well, I honestly think that the AI would see that we have something they don't have because we thought our AI, not Xenons, but our AI, we have something they don't have because where did we get the idea to create them? And they would say, well, maybe we do need to have them around. We don't have a logical reason, but they created us, so they have to have something. These limited meat bags created something godly like us in their reckoning. How could they do that by being meat bags? There must be something else. That's my
here's the neat part about it. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, you're welcome to the thought line. And I hope you're right. Frankly, I don't put a lot of weight in hope. I mean, she was a nice lady, but every time I've found somebody going, oh, they wouldn't do that, you can bet your bottom dollar somebody is going to do it.
Yeah, that's true. If it can be done, it will be done. I understand. Bet your bottom dollar somebody's going to do it. Yeah. And just looking in the chat, this is where we we engage the chat, you know. And
Nathan, I put something in private for you.
Okay, let me check. Yes.
Okay.
The link is there. The
Okay.
link is there.
I'm conversing with her on text, so yeah.
Let me close my other windows. Free up. As new and cool as this computer is, 16 gigs of RAM runs out of RAM. I'm like, what? What the heck's going on here?
I appreciate the heads up, because next year I got to replace mine.
Yeah, I think it's like some settings in the browser and just modern stuff. I want to go back to Windows 7, really, but whatever.
See, I feel like Windows 3.5.
Yeah, I liked it, but I need a little more. 3.1, Keith. 3.11. It's not 3.1. Yeah, the first public, networkable Windows 3.11. Gotcha. I understand. I'm the computer guy here at the moment.
Well, I'm certainly not. I figure if I get the computer turned on, it's done well.
Right. But okay, I'm looking at the chat. Apparently Raven, let me see here. Clicky time. Or at least a little bit. Yeah, the new keyboard, I may have to get a different one that's quiet. Because it's okay. It works real good. And here we go, clicky time. No fighting, everybody. Just like that guy from the other chat, right? He wanted to call me a hypocrite. Oh my God. And I needed, and I'm so sensitive. My generation is so sensitive. I'm like, you may want to talk to us first before you start slinging that kind of mud, bro. Or whatever.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, dealing with investigation before jumping to conclusions is so much more effective.
Right. And
oh yeah.
One guy came in from Rumble, and they wanted to talk about drones. I did drones last week.
Yeah.
And I don't need to cover it no more, because those drones, I figure I have not cracked the code, but I've got a really good lead on it, right?
Well, one fellow wanted to complain about government closing for Christmas, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, you have the wrong number.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, I never apologize for that. I just hang up the phone.
Well,
that's why I got you guys in my room.
That just, she says the link is not working.
Right, I'm getting back to it right now.
Okay. But it's this area, this little stream we have. We're not here to discuss that mess. They don't call us and ask us our opinion. They do not require our opinion. I got nothing for it.
Yeah. Tim is bringing up something I found out today that there are two types of human speakers. The other, one group thinks that when we talk, we are cooperating, and the other group thinks that we are arguing. Oh yeah, that's the mainstream. Right? The other day, sorry. Yeah, that's the mainstream. And that's like, what do they call that? What do I call it? Monkey
Muggles.
Mind. Muggles. Monkey mind taking over. The monkey brain taking over.
You know, I've talked to a lot of monkeys, and rest assured, monkeys think more.
Right. Well, right. Their analytical skills are top notch, let me tell you. But
well, they're beginning to use tools. They can be taught language. Dogs can be taught language.
Well, yeah, Raven, I don't know what's going on, but the link is not working. It's the link from this show.
I don't know. The link you sent me worked.
That's the same link, right? The links. I don't know. I mean, it's the same link. Sorry about that. She's working on a new computer, I think. So it might be her firewall settings.
Yeah.
They come with wonky settings. And phones generally don't work on here, just in general, because you got cross platforming going on, and nobody knows what the hell's going on. You have to like adapt to each one, and when you have Android and iPhone and Windows and Mac and all the
And let's not forget Linux.
What?
I said let's not forget Linux.
Yeah, Linux, right?
Linux.
Linux. Yeah, I just. But
yeah, it's can be quite a mess.
Yeah, so maybe it's just not adapting over correctly, or the pipe is turned off, or something. I don't know.
No.
But
well, this is exactly why I don't worry too much about AI right now.
She's saying she's getting 404 error. Yeah, a lot of us just say screw it and go on to the next thing when it doesn't work when it comes to technology. Well, it's there. It's the only one, right? Yeah, and going back to his comment, it put into perspective for me that yeah, I call it the monkey brain. I call it the monkey brain. Oh, sorry about that, Samo.
Do you want me to see if Storm can do something with her?
Yeah.
Her?
See if he can talk to her.
Yeah. A second.
Yeah, our AI is nothing to worry about. It's so contained. It is so memory gobbling that thing where it goes to a Roomba, it won't do that. It cannot do that. It's too much, right? It's science fiction. It's fear mongering, and our AI is it's like customer service. Speaking of customer service, yeah, it's not. It can write some really cool papers, make some pictures and stuff, but that's it. Speaking of customer service, I had Spectrum Internet call me today from India, and I answered UFO hotline. Would you like to make a report? Hello, we're wondering, are you happy with your internet service? This is Spectrum. I'm like, which color of UFO did you see? Did you see multiple colors in the spectrum? We're asking about internet. I'm like, they're very connected. Do you know who you were talking to? And I was like, you're calling the UFO hotline. I need to take your report now, please.
Oh, you slay me. That's terrific.
Every time I'm in the middle, I was driving. So I just had the phone right there doing maps. And I was like, and I couldn't record it. I was like, man. But yeah, I do that every time they call. It's UFO hotline. Would you like to make a report? You know what? I've taken 2 reports that way. I've taken 2 reports, and I need to upload this girl. Here's this girl. The person calling me about buying an island or something was talking about. I said, would you like to make a report? She goes, I actually have seen one. I'm like, tell me. She said she was driving. It was late afternoon, early evening, so the sky was getting dark, and she saw a light in the sky, and then her manager cut her off.
Oh, man.
I know.
Did you scream, we got one?
I did. But it was like, oh, man.
Okay.
And I went through the grocery.
What needs to happen, Frank? She's coming in.
Okay.
Frank got it straightened up.
Cool.
Why doesn't it surprise me that Frank hasn't got it straightened?
Oh, I don't know. He's like Wile E. Coyote, super genius. You know? God knows he got me beat.
Whenever you're ready. Okay, we got dead air, and I've got a bad window, so never mind. I'm going to do that.
Do you want to just try again?
Try again.
Yeah.
Samo is saying trail cam quantum coffee. Yeah, did y'all see all the deer and the kids and everything?
I did.
Yeah,
I love it. I miss the sounds of that area with the crickets and the nighttime sounds and the smells. You know, I was telling Storm I need to go home. You know, at least for a little bit.
Let me do this. Storm and I talked about I can go monetized. We were talking this, I guess, show stuff right now, right? We're figuring stuff out. I meet the criteria to become monetized. However, that means I have a responsibility at that point to keep cranking out stuff or they take away the monetization. Well, I don't really have time for that or resources, unfortunately. Okay. Let me see here. It's unfortunate. Okay.
When you say cranking out stuff, what exactly do you mean?
Material, videos. Make a lot of videos. A lot of videos.
Like what? Like a daily short or what?
Lots of daily shorts. They want so much. Okay, Raven is coming in. Welcome back to the Quantum Channel.
How you doing? Happy Yule.
Hold on. I've got to turn you down. Your mic is way up. Okay.
Yeah, I did. I had it full blast because I was listening to you guys in the Okay. How's the sound now?
Better.
Well, at least we're not going deaf.
Okay, yeah, you sounded like my intro.
Yeah. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. Happy Yule.
Thank you. Happy Yule to you as well.
And
for everybody, Yule starts on the 21st of December, goes through to the 2nd. I think.
So there's 3 days of the darkness, and then the Solar King is reborn on the 25th.
Right. I guess that works.
And then so tonight starts the 12 days of Christmas, though.
Right.
Yeah. So I was reading earlier tonight about that, and I never knew where all that came from and what all that was about. And they said that, starting tomorrow, each of the 12 days of Christmas corresponds to a month. So whatever happens tomorrow will be what January will be like. And then what happens on day 2 will be what February you can expect to happen in February, and 3 March, on down the line. I never knew that before.
Well, I knew there was feasting for 12 days.
Yeah.
You know, and that in the very old days, you know, the feasting was getting ready for hunkering down for winter time, you know, and what small hunting there would be. So you try and get a little bit of fat on you so you don't die during winter. You know.
Yeah.
You got a kitty cat.
All of a sudden they're camera hogs. I got one here I'm trying to fight off, and another one over here, and then this one right here up in my face. And
mine's saying, "What you doing, Ma?"
But anyway,
Black Panther.
Pardon me?
Say again.
I didn't just be grateful you don't have a Black Panther.
Oh yeah. Well, they think they're panthers. Shh, don't tell them any different.
No, they'd be very disappointed to know that they're not the vicious killers they think they are.
No, that's true.
So, given your ideas about monetization, if you could accomplish all that, would that make a difference?
Well, see, there are levels to it. Like right now, I could do all of it, or I could do members. to like accept. I haven't read it over. It's a lot to read, right?
Right.
I could accept. I could do memberships, or I could do super chats, or I could do daily content, or I could do all of the above. Now I can do members, and that's fine. I could do the thing about super chats is I really don't want to pay YouTube anything, and they would get 49% of every dollar, right?
49%?
Yeah, of every dollar given via super chat,
Gee,
right?
that sounds like a charity.
Right, right. And I know what you think about charities.
It sounds like a mega $1 million business to
Yeah, it
me.
sounds like now I'm working for YouTube, and I'm like,
Yeah, it
no, I'm
does.
not working for YouTube. I'm working for me. And
I
now
would
that's why,
suppose there would be other rules and other rules of engagement, like
right,
not saying the F-bomb or any of that stuff.
right. It would have to be a second show. Now, we talked about this that night,
Mhm.
and what I would have to do to be able to go outside of PG-13 is or just PG, is start a whole new non-monetized show. The
Right.
first hour would be Quantum Show, and then Quantum Panel would be its own show, its own channel. And honestly, I'm having trouble running the music channel effectively plus my channel, and they have nothing to do with each other, right?
Right.
It's post 88 productions or post 82 productions, sorry. And hey, Freaky Geek, welcome back. Yes, Rudolph is a non-human sighting, not the non-human report. Bring me your reports. Welcome to the Quantum Show, Freaky Geek. If you're here, you're quantum. You found us somehow in all the funny cat videos. We've got our funny cats on board, and we're still not trending. We've got all the
how
funny
does that
cats.
happen?
Yeah. I mean, what do I got to do over here, you know?
You need an overactive chihuahua or something?
Either that or a hyperactive Pomeranian.
My neighbor has a chihuahua, and all these cats have to do is just look at him, and he's like, and he runs with his tail tucked.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, talking about getting away from the show running stuff, right? Because that's back room, back
Yeah,
office.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah. I'm like, I might do super chats because it's a bunch of stuff, right? And
Well, it's not like you're wanting to monetize because you're short on cash necessarily,
right.
or more short. I don't know.
Do this because I'm good, right?
Yeah.
I'm good that way. Not that I'm an awesome host or nothing. I mean, look at my first intro had no sound.
You mentioned a music channel. You have another channel?
Yeah, Post 82 Productions, and it's the veterans of American Legion Post 82.
Oh, okay.
And we haven't
Post
put anything.
82 Productions.
Yeah. It
We'll
had
be
a
sure
different.
to put that in your more.
Okay,
in
I'll leave a link.
YouTube.
Oh yeah, I'll leave a link. It's
No.
up there. I have like 10 subscribers there, but it's more niche than this because it's regional, right? It's about these guys who make new music on their own, and we're all veterans. That's who's doing it. And
Cool.
I thought so.
Cool.
I think so. I mean, there is one video on this channel.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
You're good. There's one video on this channel that I mistakenly uploaded here, and I don't want to take it off because people already know about it. And it's something I don't remember the title. It's on here. It's the only one like it. It's a guy sitting playing a guitar and singing a song. Please go watch. Check the channel, right? It's under the videos tab, not the live or the shorts, but the videos.
Thanks, Freaky.
So what is on your shirt?
This is Cerritos Star Trek Lower Decks. Let me.
Cool. Okay.
Lower Decks. It's the blueprint of the Cerritos.
Oh,
Their ship.
okay.
And yeah, the series ended 2 days ago, and it's bittersweet because it was a really good. It was Star Trek, right? It was animated Star Trek. It was awesome. I loved it. I get a lot of material from there just thinking about it. Hey, Diane, welcome back. Diane is here.
Hey, Diane.
Hey, Diane.
And yeah. So it's Star Trek, so gotta love it.
Yeah, really.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know that Star Trek's probably been one of the best written sci-fi in the last 50 years. It's the best one.
Yeah.
There's been others that have been quite good, but they're the bar.
Yeah, it doesn't have a competitor, really. I mean, it's excellent. It's like utopian. Humans survived to get there, you know. Humans survived.
Well, let's face it, Roddenberry was an absolute visionary.
Yeah. I agree.
Have you guys heard the "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" Star Trek style?
No.
The Star Trek version?
I've heard it.
I reckon Storms bring that up for me eventually here.
That's with Picard, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's funny. It's really funny. I'll send you the link.
Oh,
I've got it. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Send me.
I can't play it here because I don't have permission, so there's that.
But
Aussie is reminding us what?
What is that?
I heard it too.
No, it's quiet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sound like happy thumping. Thump.
I thought it was a cat.
No.
Wasn't me.
Aussie Tiger is reminding us, please like and subscribe. If you're here, you are quantum. And we have the funny cats now. We're going to be trending, y'all. We're going to be trending with the funny cats. That could be your next channel, Raven. Is just the Raven, the cat dimension.
Yeah.
Quantum kitties.
Every day they do something every day.
They set up cameras. Just set up cameras, record them all the time.
Seriously. That'd be probably a very quick hit.
They do some pretty goofy things. Some things I really would like to have cameras around because I want to see who's being naughty.
Oh, big sisters watching.
I will have my dishes drying, on a rack, and I'll go to the grocery store and I'll come back and most of those dishes will be on the floor. I want to know who's knocking them off.
They know the quiet one. Right, the quiet ones.
Yeah, so it's the quiet ones.
They are rascals, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
I told Storm I wanted a cat, and he goes, "Now you have a choice, Lynn. You can either have a cat or you can have your things. Which would you prefer?"
That's the truth.
And I'm like, "My things." He goes, "Remember,
you're so right about
cats don't like things, so they destroy them.
They want them on the floor. They just
I'm surprised Storm didn't ask you if you were starting to cook.
No, I think we'll just leave that for Apocalypse or Taco Lips. I can never keep that straight.
My my sweeper never gets any use. My shop vac is every day. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
My dad used to call them roof rabbits.
Roof rats.
I actually like cats very much, but not for dinner.
Yeah, not for dinner. No.
I'm looking at pet cams and pet robots.
Pet robots?
Amazon right now. Pet cams.
And you just acquired a new one too, didn't you?
Yeah, what was that picture of a cat I saw on Facebook? Is that your new cat? Nathan? You had it didn't have anything written underneath it, just had a picture of a cat. He was kind of up against like he was
Gray?
in a funny kind of position.
Was he like
gray and white or something like that?
Yeah, he passed. That was a little big boy, Space Kitty.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
that's why you had his picture up there. Okay. There was no caption. There was nothing. It just said your name and then this picture of this cat. Okay.
Yeah, that was YouTube.
What is this?
This is PetCube Cam 360, and you have to use it with your phone and your Wi-Fi. And you put the app on your phone, you sign in, you set it up, you sign it in, and you can control it. It's pan and tilt, but it's a cube, and it's like you see the little dog trying to chew on it, right? And let me just go.
Oh gosh, and it even has night vision. All right.
Yeah, and it's
cool.
Yeah, if you're looking for the perpetrator, I expect that would be one way to do it.
Yeah, that's actually affordable at $37. That's not bad.
Yeah. And
you can even talk to him. Oh, how fun! Oh,
yeah. Like, bad kitty, no.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's that, right? And I just want to see what the cheapest ones were.
See, PetCube. Is that Amazon that you're on?
Yeah.
PetCube. Okay. PetCube. Can't write that down.
Okay. Let me just go ahead and close that out. But there's the channel, PetCube. Quantum PetCube.
So you've had some new news this year, Keith, here recently.
Well, new to most of the people here yet. And the answer to that question, as of December 4th, I'm engaged.
Congratulations.
Awesome. It'll be a couple of years before we get married because we're planning on getting married at sea.
Okay. Cool. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, congratulations.
I'm very happy for you.
I mean, 4 years long distance. We have finally met each other face to face. So yeah, long distance can work.
Yeah, it can.
But finding somebody that can tolerate me is a whole different ballgame.
And you found her in spite of yourself. How about that?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, funny part about it is that she's blind. She's blind as a bat. And yes, she sees more than most people I've ever met.
Oh yeah.
Does she have any special abilities, even though she doesn't really realize it?
More to the point, she won't acknowledge them. But the answer is yeah. You know, I'm not going to go into obviously which one she's got. But yeah, she's very much awake. She's just not entirely aware of it.
Right.
Or more to the point, doesn't entirely trust it.
Right. That's it's hard for people to wrap their heads around it. That just like I was doing it and I didn't realize it and I didn't know what to call it until I got into this, and it was, that picture of my friend Adana. And I'm looking for that picture, but it was with my friend Adana. I didn't know what was going on. Oh yeah, it was this guy, right? I didn't know what was going on until I took the picture, and it didn't look like her because I have another dimension of seeing her, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, and I've seen this back and forth. I know what you're talking about, and I don't know what to call it either.
That's a little big boy. He passed away in, I believe, September. I never was told. I didn't know. He was the one that had the spacesuit. He loved it, but the other cats didn't like it, and they tore it off of it.
Yeah.
They're mean old kitties.
Seeing like that means that you're seeing the whole person, the whole, if you will, the whole aura. And if you've ever been to a funeral, I mean, I've been to many, that essence of that individual is not there. And you'll hear people say, oh, and he looked like himself. And I'm like, huh? No, it looks dead to me. But
Oh, you would have loved the one. You would have loved the one I pulled. I was asked to go to an open casket funeral for moral support. So of course we went through the whole thing, and the person asked me to go for moral support. She goes, "Aren't you upset that he's gone?" I said, "He's not gone. He's sitting over there on the end of the pew."
Yeah, we both have a tendency to see that.
Yeah,
Although somehow or another it's just not very well received.
Well, she just looked at me and shook her head, and she goes, of all the people to ask to come to a funeral for support.
It's like, oh, put everything on hold and come on over here.
Yeah, that
Except
kind
it
of
doesn't get put on hold.
yeah, that kind of ability to see is the same kind that you need to see the visitors.
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
That's actually a really good layout. That one,
right?
What they don't show you is, because when you're looking at the visitors, all the circular writing they do.
I haven't seen that, but go ahead.
It's not done in 2 dimensions. It's actually done in a bubble. And the depth of the bubble is the other half of it.
I don't have a frame of reference for that.
No, I don't understand.
Octopus.
Again,
look at the way the ink goes.
Yeah, I don't understand what you mean. It goes outwards.
It writes in a bubble. You don't see it as just a circle with a little bit of expansion on it.
Okay.
Okay. I think
may need some more context, but we'll have to get back to it because that sounds like a whole show.
That one is interesting.
It sounds like it. It's like explaining the Mercury device, and it takes a long time to explain. Oh yeah, put Mercury in a bowl and spin it in a magnetic field. What? That doesn't make any sense. No, not without context. So it sounds like one of those need more context. Yeah, we got more people coming in.
Yeah.
Blue Rider has come in. Freaky Geek, we said hi to you, but it's hi again.
Yeah.
And Intergalactic Angler is back. He showed back up. I'm so glad.
Oh, it's awesome.
I'm so glad. You were missed.
And hello to everyone in chat. We don't want to ignore anyone.
Right. I will try to leave the link in the description this time because it was mentioned. It is relevant. So, yeah. After the show, I will leave the link to Pet Cube, and it's $37.99. Shout out, Pet. Yeah, if y'all want to sponsor the show, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
And of course, you have some new timing as well, don't you, Keith?
Yeah, effective January 4th. We're moving to 9 p.m. Pacific, and we're only going the hour. But I am going to try and get on air. I got to talk to Storm about it to get on periodically throughout the day, just because I'm busy in the office. But yeah, we're still keeping the same idea. We're just doing it for only the hour instead.
You want to throw up some shorts and stuff.
The reality of it is, by the time 10 o'clock rolls around, I'm tanking pretty quick. Of course, like today, I tanked at 10 and was up at 1.
It gives you a little chance to rest a little before, too.
Yeah.
Eat and the rest of it.
Yep. Okay,
Gives
well,
us a chance too.
Yeah, no doubt. I do believe that was part of a lot of the decision making process.
Yes. Well, our day starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and because we're consummate night owls, and we realized that that timing was so bizarre for us. We just couldn't keep up with it. So it'd be like somebody else's 11 o'clock in the morning. So, there you
Yeah, that's
have
where I
it.
run into the problem. I just don't sleep.
Well, we try to get our 8 hours, but our 8 hours is a bit odd.
Those are the hours I
it
pretty
is
much.
1
Yeah, my
hour.
day starts about noon, 1 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
Watch for ghosts. Watch for aliens.
Okay.
bye.
Okay. I just dropped something here.
Tonight is the
Well,
night that traditionally ghost stories were told,
that's right.
more so than at Halloween.
Yes. Well, Halloween wasn't really centered around that as much as more of a funerary vibe for that. It wasn't so much a celebration as closing out the year and uh where the veil is thinnest and all of that. Where now it's kind of safe to tell the ghost stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Since
So
we're well out of that time.
it was this. Um, I didn't know this until I read this afternoon, but I want to know if this is your understanding also. That tonight is the night that, since the light dies, it's always the first night of Capricorn. Is the night the light dies, and then 3 days from now it's
It's
reborn.
reborn. Yeah.
But you take this night and you write down everything that you want to banish from your life.
hmm
He's like, well, the cat's gonna knock this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. You do that. There's a lot of old traditions at this time of year. One of them is sweeping your house clean tonight. Sweeping all the bad vibes out the door.
Okay.
And most old housewives did this until very recently.
Hmm.
Just as a matter of course, get the house cleaned up for New Year's Day. Well, it became more or less that New Year's Eve celebration. But you make sure that all of your housekeeping is accomplished before now, so you don't have any dirty laundry going into New Year. And that can be taken two ways too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've got a lot of washing to do tonight then.
Well, and sweeping the old year out the door. There's another one too I like. Well, the girls used to tell their beau to come to the door about midnight and have some money with him, and then he would bring his affections and his fortune. And
Okay.
then that would ensure affection and good fortune the next year.
Okay.
So
Oh,
these
that's
are
interesting.
all little old uh traditions, if you will,
Yeah.
teeny spell works that hurt nobody.
Yeah.
Making sure that your linen is changed as well ensures fertility. So I mean, there's a lot of neat little things that come from the old ages, and uh, another one would be to make sure that you put a light on so that any passerby knows that there's hospitality to be had. at your door. And that may not be quite as popular these days, and for good reason.
Yeah.
But, you
Okay.
know, the wassail and all of that is all from the old English and that sort of thing. So
Mhm.
we have a lot of that going on.
Samo, would you care to chime in? I don't know what the conversation is about,
You know,
but
we're talking about the old traditions
oh, I know
to
what that
bring in
conversation
the.
is about.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, that conversation. Can you carry sandwiches and pee? I'm like, okay. It's
I don't think that's one that we really need to worry about.
I don't really understand.
That's a place, Sam, I really am blissfully unaware of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only on the Quantum Show do we attempt to answer that question. Samo, you're on the spot here.
You're on your own, Samo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm blushing over here. What the heck is going on?
Yeah, I was like, where did that question even come from? That's
No,
okay.
You know, there are times where being quantum means you don't ask where it came from.
Yeah, and you know what? That's why it's questions like that that keep me from being totally monetized. Okay, y'all. But I'm not gonna avoid them. I'm not gonna avoid them. You two can just whatever. That's too funny. I mean, that's too good.
You know, I swear that we're late at night, and I refuse to have a stick up my hind end for anybody.
Right. I
And
mean,
I'm not a puppet. You don't run my mouth for me.
Yeah,
I'll
well,
run it
that's like-
myself and get myself in trouble.
Well, I was told I needed to learn tact. Years ago, I was told that. And I looked at the woman that told me, I says, tact. And she goes, yeah, the ability to tell somebody to go to guess where and have them look forward to the trip. I looked at the woman and I says, one problem. If I'm mad enough to tell somebody where to go, why do I care if they're looking forward to it?
right. There's Keith, it's a skill set. Right. It's a whole skill set.
And
Yeah,
I
one I
don't
never
have
found
it.
use for.
I tact and diplomacy. I mean, I was brought up pretty strictly. I think we've talked back and forth about it, and well, I'm here to tell you that at this age, if I haven't learned it by now, it's hopeless. It's not happening.
Yeah.
See, with tact and diplomacy comes sarcasm in my world.
Right.
I'm extraordinarily sarcastic because of that, trying to change my thought processes, I think. You know, I
Right.
can be pretty tactful depending on the circumstance, but
Yes. Speaking
you know,
about that kind of thing, Raven, did you see that guy come in the last bit? Those two guys come in the last couple minutes of the first hour?
Yeah, no, I don't remember them.
Yeah.
I mean, I was there, but nothing stuck out.
I'll bring it back up because we had a guy come up. First guy said this, right? They want to talk about drones, and I was like,
Oh yeah, yeah, I was reading his stuff. Yeah, okay.
This guy, American Gorilla, and the other guy. I got the other guy's comment too. Let me bring it up, right?
And then he retracted a couple of comments too. I noticed.
I didn't see the retraction, but
no, I like what Freaky Geek saying. I learned if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all.
yeah,
The
right.
sarcasm is my go-to offline. I learned if you can't say nothing nice, come sit by me. No, I mean, well, never mind.
Yeah,
this guy said, Nathan, and he was coming. I don't know where he came from. 504 fireman said, right at the end of the show, it amazes me the same people who are saying it's the government, meaning the drones, are the same people who vote and trust in the government. Unbelievably so. Are you, Nathan? Are you one of those hypocrites? And I'm like, no.
Okay.
You know, I get a kick
Don't
out of it.
try to answer a double-ended
Loaded
question like that, because loaded, because
no
you
right
can't
answer.
answer correctly.
See, I get a kick out of it. I do vote. I just don't trust anybody to speak of. I mean, I think there's maybe a dozen people I trust, and none of them are in the government.
No.
But the way I figure it, if you're in a democratic society, you've got the right to vote. Vote. That gives you the right to complain about what the geniuses are doing.
I guess. And
I tell you what, they occupy entirely too much of my time and my thought process. And in so doing, keep me and anybody else who is able to manifest positive things from doing our job. And there's where my complaint is. You know, and much of that I can keep that stuff at bay pretty well and manifest the things I need to manifest.
yeah.
But when you let your thought processes sit on those people and obsess over them, they have a control of you they have no right to.
Right. And
Yeah,
it's
you give it to them.
part of the psyop. It's part of the psyop.
Yeah. This is why I just, with problems like that, I just literally shut them down.
Right. I just turn it off. I walk away from it. I would say turn the channel, but I don't watch TV like that.
Yeah,
As
I don't
far
either.
as it insulting, nothing an insulter. Just nothing. You know,
I don't
Renee.
consider it insulting when you're on it.
Well, they feed on the energy because energy flows where attention goes, and so by trying to be more and more outrageous to get more and more attention, it feeds them more energy.
Energy in, energy out, huh?
Right, right. And that's why they were saying back when Paris Hilton was all the big thing and Lindsay Lohan or whatever, and they were going out bar hopping. It was like all the news was like all about them and the naughty, dirty dancing they did, and they're just girl antics. And
well,
it was
they were human and probably doing the same thing everybody else their age was doing.
Yeah, why this was news, I have no idea, but
precisely
there was one of those behavioral panelists that study human behavior, and it struck me when he goes, well, neither one of them right now have a hit movie, and they have to have that attention. They're so used to feeding on all that public energy, people thinking about it, being in the tabloids, that they'll do negative behavior in order to get that attention and keep that feed coming in.
The continuation of relevancy.
Yeah, exactly.
And two individuals
that made sense.
Quite irrelevant.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See, and the fun part there, this is why I tell people when you're looking at the news, right? I know that bad things happen and it's got to be reported. I understand that. But why put it on the front page? Most of the people that are breaking the law or doing something stupid are looking for attention. So why give it to them?
Right. You're absolutely right.
Particularly those who bring terrible harm to someone else. They get their jollies that way.
Mm-hmm. Sad but true.
Manifesting in her own way. Shout out Renee Andrews for the quantum coffee. Thank you so much. Go straight back into the show. That's manifesting against that in the best way we can do it. Without.
Thank you, Renee. You're very kind and generous.
Thanks, Renee. Appreciate it. It goes right back into the show. I've already got a bunch of hardware. There may be more. Stay tuned. I don't know. Something will catch my eye on Temu. I think I'm going to be getting a pet cam because that's cool. That
Yeah.
thing's cool. I like that.
What
Yeah,
yeah,
I thought it would be.
robots on video?
Right?
Well, I would caution you on Temu because I bought one of those things on Temu, and all of the directions are written in Japanese. So
I
there's
thought it was Chinese, but okay.
or maybe Chinese. I don't know the difference.
Oh,
I thought it was made.
it's too short
One
a
of the
show
two.
for that.
And so, unless you're really a computer whiz and know how to link these things up and set it up in your computer without the instructions, by all means, go for it. But
Yeah,
if you're
call
technologically
Storm.
challenged or need instructions like me, even with instructions, I can't make those things work. So,
Yeah, call
ask Nathan.
Storm. It's all good.
I'm always
I
calling
can start
Nathan.
them. I'm
Help!
not on your front for it.
Chinese swag from Nathan.
Yeah, the stuff.
The stuff I sent you or what?
I'm looking for the instructions. Oh, there they are for the robot dog, and I want to show you
Ooh.
everything about them.
Oh,
Right?
those are.
It's just there is no
You
English.
had to sort of stumble along with that, didn't you?
Yeah, the demo. What was that? Whatever.
At least it doesn't poop on the floor.
Right.
Oh, true.
Here we go.
I had a problem with a computer decades back, where the poor thing,
Yeah.
Dude,
the thing has no head. That's what's so weird about those things. It just doesn't have a head.
Look, it's perfectly clear, right? Perfectly clear.
Yeah, perfectly clear. Indeed. Yeah, that's what the camera instructions look like that.
Oh, yeah, it's Chinese, folks.
Perfectly, awesomely. Okay. And oh, perfect. Even the remote has it on there. You can't see that. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's perfectly clear.
Oh, freaky.
There it is.
Freaky. The way you donate to this show is buy me a coffee. There is a link in the below in the in YouTube.
Right. And there should be pinned to the top by Samo. That is I think I pinned it. That is the buy me a coffee link. And not required. You'll get a shout out for sure. And I'm working on, me and Shadow or Storm are working on the whole monetization thing. It's just I don't want to pay YouTube.
Complicated.
Right. I don't want to pay YouTube because they keep half of it. And
right, and buy me a coffee is just so much
10%
less expensive to.
Oh yeah, it's not even 10%. It's closer to between 2 and 5, depending.
Right.
So how much does YouTube take out of buy me a coffee?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing at all. It's a separate entity. Same thing with
YouTube
PayPal.
doesn't get anything from that. And it also with YouTube you can have like a store situation where you can offer merch and
they
books and things like that.
Yeah.
And you don't pay them unless you sell.
Yeah, Buy Me a Coffee has the merch section. I don't know about YouTube having a merch section. That's news to me. I don't. But
the nice part with Buy Me is they don't actually charge you anything for putting it up there, only for what you sell.
It's just a very nice way of being able to do business through YouTube or really any other entity.
Mm-hmm.
No, the funny thing is, I've actually made more money through Buy Me a Coffee, which doesn't cost anything to put together except time, which I'm very unhappy I haven't been able to compensate for, than I have for all the thousands I spend on professional companies.
Right.
Yeah. Funny how something like that works.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, that sucks. Oh, by the way, Keith's link is in the description. Go like and subscribe. And Woo is saying, put my streams on Radio Spreaker or other outlets. I am working on the podcast part of it because there is some video visuals that come out here, but I'm working on that.
Yeah. Once you put it up, it's a pod. It's not a stream at that point. It's a pod.
Right. It's audio only, which is good. It's nothing wrong with that. But I do have charts and graphs and visuals sometimes. And like the intro, that's mainly visual. So the podcast, any podcast wouldn't get that.
But I was thinking about redoing my radio shows and just videotaping like the pictures and charts, graphs, things like that could go along with it, and so I could just play if it's even possible. I don't know how to do it, but I mean, play the radio show and then just video myself while it's playing and showing different things and that, because sometimes, you know, with it being on YouTube, people are expecting to be able to watch something rather than just listen to something.
Right.
Well, Storm told you before he'd help you in any way he could.
Oh, thank you.
So it's that's not off the table by a long shot.
Right.
Okay. We actually have a little bit, the way our time is arranged now, it'd be a lot easier for us to do some research.
Yeah, Woo Riders is talking, said that you can have both visual and audio on YouTube and Rumble. And yeah, that's true. We're working on it. Every case is different. We're all working on different projects over here. So
no, not us.
You know, working on it.
Like constantly.
And Samo, one of our moderators, saying, "Freaky Geek, thanks for keeping it quantum." Heck yeah. Thank you for keeping it quantum. And Aussie is reminding us, Merry Christmas.
Happy Yule.
Right back at you there, Aussie.
Okay.
Merry Christmas to you too, Diane, and to all of our Christian friends, and Happy Yule to those of us who are of alternate faith, and
whatever works.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Yeah, I like the way somebody put it to me that, you know, Happy Holidays works because there's something like 29 holidays in December.
There are. Oh my God, it's huge. And I always wish people happy holy days because they're all sacred.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, but okay. Now that I've got you all here, non-human reports, right?
Okay.
Gathering non-human reports at an hour and a half into the 2-hour show. So
we kind of talked about it back and forth,
right?
You know, from our end of it, we've seen people in Walmart, and that link is there. That mind link is very real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's what are you staring at? That's rude. And it was like, oops. And then wait a minute. Wait just a second here. You know. And you know, I had a realization that we were looking at about half a dozen 8 people who were not human. You know, that's a lot of visitors in one small location, and it scared the hell out of us because we thought, oh man, we're going to be invited for dinner, and not in a good way. So
yeah, but at least you only get invited for dinner once that way.
Well, I'm a bad guest. I ran out of there like my pants were on fire. The two of us hurried out of there.
They'll have like handlers take groups of aliens to Walmart, for example, and to acclimate them and teach them how to shop and kind of the layout of stores and to watch other people and get a cart. And here's where you head to the food and try to acclimate them to, because they're like, you know, like working undercover, but they need to be able to function without drawing attention to themselves, you know.
That actually is why it did for us, because they were buying things that did not make any sense for the time of day or anything else.
Right. Raven, what are you referring to? I like to give sources. What are you referring to?
This was some government guy that was being interviewed. He was also talking about the same person was talking about the aliens that they take from Area 51 over to Las Vegas to gamble. I'd have to find the article.
Find me that article.
A great place to find. Okay.
Find me that article. Give me that link. I will put it in the description, and I want to look at it too.
Okay.
Keith, were you wanting to say something? Was that a
no? In this case, I'm looking at a lot of what's going on. You know, I know what's going on in a lot of ways, and yeah, even a decade back now, when I went to an Experience Speak conference way back on the East Coast, even there, the off-worlders they contact somebody to work as a guide, even when they're coming from off-planet to come here, because they don't understand the way humans operate. Mind you, humans don't understand the way humans operate, so I can't blame them.
Yeah, you got a good point. You know, there's many cultures that's on this planet. What will work for downtown New Mexico is not going to work in Dubai or in Frankfurt or
New York City,
Cape Town,
Nashville.
Well, here's the funny thing.
Beijing.
When we look at things that won't work, that's what they said about the Scottish clans. They never unite. It can work. It just takes a lot of effort on everybody's part.
Right.
You know, the number of times that people have said, oh, this can't work, has been remarkable at how many times. I mean, heck, the States never could have got off the ground if what couldn't work didn't.
It's true.
You know, this is why I like what the American military says. You know, the difficult we're already doing. The impossible just takes us a little longer.
Yeah, really. The thing is that our common custom, you know, in each area. Now, there's a certain forgiveness there for outsiders, for tourists, if you will. You know, but if it's too strange, not so much. You know, it's like one woman's going to spend 5 years in a prison for having touched a what amounts to a TSA worker in another country, and she didn't mean nothing by it, but it's not done there, and it's not going to be done, period. And there was quite a hefty prison sentence given to her for it. So, you know, these sorts of things can really foul up a simple excursion for a human being, let alone an alien.
Oh, aliens, it's easy. They just eat them. Or kill them or airlock them. Take your pick. You don't have these big prison complexes.
Now, they avoid that?
Oh, the neat part is they do have workforces. You know, chain gangs, if you will. But actual prison where you sit in a prison and wait your time out, not at all. No, I mean, there are some that do, but on the whole, it's just not done. It's a waste of resource.
Okay. Yeah, Tim is saying, oh, dear God, do not touch the locals. Yeah, no joke.
No,
we learned that being deployed to Saudi Arabia.
That's where it happened, Dubai.
Yeah, you don't touch. Don't touch.
Well,
but
that was something. You know, that was something that Gene Roddenberry said way back when Star Trek first came out. And I'm paraphrasing for obvious reasons. But he said the biggest problem humans would have with alien interaction is absolutely no cultural interaction. no cultural understanding. You know,
Right.
a universal translator can be built to take a language and modify the structure a little bit, change word for word, but it's got no reference to why that word is there.
Right. Yeah, a good Muggle world thing is the who was that guy? I was gonna bring a reference up, but I can't think of it. Tim, what's that movie of the guy?
The guy that said the thing about that thingamajig.
Yeah, that guy. Borat. The Borat.
Borat.
I remember that. That was one strange puppy.
Borat. He just did not. He was like questioning every little thing, and it was trying to be comedic, but it came off as confrontational. And the people in the movie were like, they thought they were in a documentary, right? It was not a documentary. But Wu has a question for Keith. Have you ever heard of a race called Zeta Tarantulan Royals?
Oh, by a different name, yes. But those are Talon.
Talons?
Spider people.
Oh, okay.
Basically, they look like arachnids. They do have 8 legs, 8 eyes. They look very much like spiders do.
Okay.
Oh God.
We'd have a rough time simulating in this culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be able to simulate in this household.
Wait a minute. I gave you the wrong name.
Same here. You got my shop vac.
The Tolian are the arachnids.
Tolian. Okay, because that I studied that book and I was like, wait a minute, do I need to get
right?
Right.
So the
no,
Tolian.
I just this is what I get for having way too many races running around in my head.
Well, how do I spell that? How do I spell that, Keith, so I can put it in the chat?
THOLIAN.
Okay. Tolian, you said? You said Tolian, right?
Well, here's the problem. That's how I have to pronounce it because TH and TH don't go well for me.
So it's more like Tolian.
The H is silent.
Essentially, I have to say it that way.
So it's more like Tolian, right?
That works easier for pronunciation, at least for me. It's spelled the other way.
Okay.
Right.
Well, all right.
It's a pronunciation problem.
Right. Sounds like a translation problem is what it sounds like.
Well, you should try what their actual name sounds like.
Okay.
That one we're not going to try and write.
Hey guys.
Yes.
The THOL. Hey guys. The THOLIAN is the Tholian race. If you go back and look at Star Trek, the Tholian Web episode, they're a crystalline life form.
Okay. I was thinking the same thing. Tholian Web. The Tholian Web. And I think that's a.
All right,
I went to. That's why I threw this up there because I was like, no, not those guys, for sake of getting them separated. Okay, because Tholian is very Star Trekian, and Tolian is not, right?
No. There is actually a video somewhere on YouTube. I don't know where to find it. That shows a silver ball. And it comes towards the camera and fires past. It's got 2 F-15s or F-18s trying to keep up.
I've seen that one.
The moment I saw that video, I'm like, That's a Tolian Scout.
Okay. All right. I've seen that video. It is very good. It zips past the camera. It's kind of like up a little bit, and then you got the jet pass right.
And then you got these two jets trying to keep up with it.
Right. I've seen that. It's good. And Tim, I don't know what you're hearing, because I got a new keyboard, but I haven't been typing, and I'm not making. I don't hear it.
So tapping, because I've heard it tapping back and forth too.
Well, is it possible is it possible that you're being listened in on?
Absolutely.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah, I wouldn't be outside the realm of understanding we might be listened to.
Oh, that's so to all the agents and others listening, hit like and subscribe. If you're here, you're quantum. Make those clicks count, buddy. Make those clicks count. Like and subscribe.
Seriously, got to eat around here.
Yeah, Aussie was reading my mind. Aussie knew. Like and subscribe. Reading my mind like Aussie Boss just does. Well, 14 people on our human networks.
Well, and I haven't looked outside to see if there's anybody in a dark car or something. So,
but you're certainly not buying pizza.
Out there.
They're gonna buy their own damn pizza. I've had enough of that. I'll run them out of here. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, we got.
I'll tell a kid at the corner, hey, maybe need to do something about this because he distributes.
I'm looking for that article, Nathan. I've got probably upwards of 300 bookmarks in this computer, and I'm going through them all. And I know I bookmarked it. I'll have it for you here.
Okay.
As soon as I find it.
Right. Marked miscellaneous, right?
Oh my God. And that's not even miscellaneous bar.
Okay, so I guess we're done with non-humans for now. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. We covered it. Watched the first hour. I went over everything. I even me and Storm were playing videos. We were doing all the tech stuff, all the clicks. So, but wait a minute.
Human. We had a question from Wu.
For each of us, what off-world race do you believe you most connect with? I have no idea.
Arcturian.
For me, it's simple. The Strazodians.
Okay, yeah, I don't have an answer for that. I wish I did.
I know that when I've had there was two sightings for us, maybe three, and the group that we saw in Walmart, no way in heck was I able to relate to them. But the crew that took us, now, they weren't much different than your average very tall human. So
they were probably Palladian.
No, they won't be a Palladian.
No.
You'll never see a purebred Palladian on Earth.
Those guys are spiritual more than they are, ethereal. But no, this is more like a Nord. I don't know what that's called off top.
Oh, that's the Gaddafi.
Okay, well, as far as being ethereal, remember, this is the Quantum Show. We go ethereal, so they could still be likened to, but just not in.
It just wasn't the group that took us.
Right. Well,
people that we interacted with that night were very tall individuals, pale. I want the word that keeps coming to mind with them is pastel.
That's
And you know, where they were blonde and light brown hair and flowy robes on some and knickers on others, and
Right.
Sounds like
you
you
know,
got a mixed bag.
pardon me?
I said, that sounds like you had a mixed bag. Kind of like a
I
tour group.
think so. I think so. And they picked me up for some reason or other. You know, all I know is that I wasn't well when I was picked up, and after that, I was able to maintain.
So it's
You
a
know,
positive
still
experience.
not great. Oh, I don't know that it was positive or negative. I was scared out of my mind. You know.
Naturally,
Oh,
yeah.
Come on. You know, let's face it, you've been out of your mind for decades, way before that event.
That was a
Yeah.
rumor. You didn't have to confirm it.
But going back
Just
to this
trying to help.
question, okay, going back to Woo's question,
Yeah.
I don't have an answer. Raven, you had an answer, and you said Arcturan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why do you say that?
Oh, it was something I read probably a year ago. It had five or six. It was one of those little quiz things that you take, and I found it somewhere online.
Okay,
And then it would tell you based on your answers which group you most likely belong to. And mine said Arcturian.
okay, so but that was a quiz you took, right?
Yeah.
Because I believe Tim and I have both spoken with the mantids, and because he's saying mantids for me, and
Well, you were
Aussie has.
able to communicate.
I was able to call. I cold called him, and somebody answered very politely. And Aussie is asking, whatever alien race is a part tiger. Keith, I don't know about this.
Those are, and I've got to look up the actual name, but they are related to the Ilarians. They come out of Sirius. Unless we're talking, now, that's the one race. You also have Laborians, who are, there's a very few of them on this planet. They're actually stranded here thanks to the Moldok.
Who are the ones that look like lions? They're like
Those,
supposed to be 50. What?
Yeah, those are, and I don't have the name off the top of my head. The Ilarians come from the same planet. They're the ones that essentially you would call a werewolf.
Werewolf?
That's the Ilarians, the ones that are
Okay.
bipedal Arcturian tropes. They're bipedal and look very much like an animal.
Okay. What are the ones though that were like in Egypt? Sekhmet and
That's the Ennead.
okay.
Okay.
The Ennead are the Egyptian, what the Egyptians called gods.
Okay.
I would say if I actually related to a group for the mindset, would probably be the I want to say the Angeli.
The Angelus.
Angelus. There we go. I very much like that group.
Yeah, they're very much they're a very passionate group in everything they do.
Woo Riders is making a comment. I've always researched mantids. They're some of the most psychically active races in our solar system. I would have to agree on that, but go ahead.
I'll quantify that as they're some of the most psychically active in our solar system that he's run into.
Yeah.
Okay. I am led to believe from all the reports and everything that the mantids have a lot to do with us as a research group, because I had to call them, right? But they have been seen in places that are likely to have portals. Like they've been seen in, now I'm talking energetically seen, okay, not physically,
right.
But it translates for our stupid monkey brains, that it's like they've been seen in portal places, ruins, and old haunted places with lots of emotional energy has been poured out for whatever reason.
You mean like battlefields or things like that?
I was just going to ask that.
Battlefields, asylums. Somebody saw a mantis at Penhurst, and they said what they said was, we saw an 8-foot tall demon that looked like a mantis. And I'm like, wait a minute, I know what that is.
That was
Not
it.
demons.
That was, I mean, I'm looking at evidence here, and I'm cross-referencing a lot of stuff. That was actually on Ghost Adventures, where someone reported that they were coming out of something, and the group was over there. They were going to the group, and behind them was an 8-foot tall, well, they said 8-foot tall mantis demon walk. And the guy walking was looking this way. They were looking at him, and they said, "Run! You got one behind you." And I'm like, hold on, I know what that is. That's not a demon.
Not at all.
And
that word is thrown around so lackadaisically and funny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, we're talking about the Cleacock, and they are not demons.
Right, they're not demons, and that seems to be. I will forever keep that banner up here. I'm gonna make a T-shirt and everything. Right, I'm gonna make that T-shirt and everything, but not demons. Right, but those humans in that environment, they were scared. They were kids. They were looking for a thrill, and they saw this thing energetically, because he wasn't there physically. He came through his
They got
energetic.
their thrill and then some.
Right. And on Ghost Adventures, they said you have a demon behind you that looks like an 8-foot tall mantis. And I'm like, wait a minute. Now I know better. And that is they were at Penhurst. That's an asylum. It's a portal place because lots of emotion has been poured out. There's one back behind my house. It's a portal place too. I mean, I was there for a portal opening up, and it was like crazy, but it was cool too. But so
I had somebody that was trying to open a massage parlor, right? Like I mean above board one. So she asked me to come in and take a look at it because she was going to set up a room to help people relax. She laid out the room, and I bust out laughing. I said, "Well, they'll relax for about 30 seconds." What she was planning on building, quite by accident, was a psychomantium, a physical gateway to the other side.
Right, that is a psychomantium. Classically, is a small walled off room. Classically speaking, okay, a small walled off room with a black mirror that is your portal. And hello, Black Mirror. Looks like a black mirror to me.
Oh
right?
my gosh, I never made that connection. Yeah, it sure does, doesn't it?
And okay, now that's what classically is what a psychomantium is. And someone would go in there with incense or whatever tea they drink, and they would meditate, looking in this black mirror, hoping to get something happen.
The biggest problem with that, in my viewpoint, in my opinion, is that if you look long enough over the abyss, it will look back. It's not the thrill that one might think. Now, if you have an intention in mind and you're using it for scrying, that's one thing. But to just open your mind to any damn thing come flying through there,
right?
Are you nuts?
That's not
If you aren't, you probably will be.
Yeah.
And Woo is saying he had a sighting this summer in our backyard at night. It was a mantid and what looked like a classic gray, next to the mantid, but they appeared what looked like in holograms. The message was negative.
Message.
What like message? What message was it? Like a feeling you had, or was it? Okay, he goes on. It lasted 5 to 7 seconds. It disappeared, but they look like a projection holographic. Okay.
Well, the big question is what message.
Right. What?
Say it was
Go
negative,
ahead.
but what message?
What message did you interpret? Because as humans, we interpret through our own filters, and if it's not for us, we tend to like say, "Oh, it's bad." I don't know if that's what happened with your message, right? But when we don't understand something, we tend it's that hits a fear button, right? That hits a
Yeah.
fear button. It's built into us, and that might have been what happened. That an interpretation of a message not meant for you, but like you said, it only lasted 5 to 7 seconds. It
Take
could
me to your leader thing. What?
right,
know?
but okay. The message I got in my head is what I heard. The language of light. I will not save humanity. Weird, I know. The language of light will not save humanity. Okay, that's a little. I think Wu is using a phone, and it's difficult to get clear messages across on tiny little keyboard. So
Yeah, it's hard.
Although
that's
he
what
is
I
right,
heard.
No,
the
I got
language
it.
of light in and of itself won't do it. Mankind's got to do it.
Right.
Mankind has to do it with light and compassion and love.
Right. Well, let's not further misinterpret something, okay? Let's not put butter on the bread of confusion. You heard that quote here. Do not butter the bread of confusion. I'm going to make
Can we
that.
add marmalade?
I want strawberry in mine. Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. We've drawn conjecture there. But that's terrific, Nathan. I don't know that it's weird. It makes sense in a way too, and that's a lot of their message has been. I feel, you know, so you got to get your act together, folks. That just doesn't mean that the common peasantry. It means everybody.
Oh yeah, right from I mean, just like they say with a team is only as strong as its weakest member. Well, the same applies to a civilization.
Hello,
I see somebody
Cat.
wants attention there, Raven.
Hmm?
I see somebody wants attention.
Yeah. What are you doing? Let me go back there.
Yeah, I'm going to wait
This is
to
what the eating blanket I'm sitting on.
see
Aha.
clarify that last message, okay? To clarify this a little more, okay? Because I don't want to butter the bread of confusion. I love that. I love that. I wrote it down. I'm gonna merch coming soon.
I've got some written down from like a year ago or so. I started making a list for you.
Okay. Oh,
I got to
you
find
did?
that list. Yeah, there were a few funny
It's in
ones on
amongst
there.
that 7,000 little notes you've got, eh?
Yeah, exactly. I got piles of it on my
looking
studio.
All
at
filed under miscellaneous.
I'm looking at a library of these things right over there on my other shelf. I should have
I moved and I let my family help me, and all the I was working 12 15-hour days at the time, and I let my family help me, and everything was in boxes and no idea what was in them.
See, I have the same problem with my filing cabinet. Only I did it.
Oh. I looked at it all and said, well, we'll all be surprised, won't we?
Mm-hmm.
I asked for help. I couldn't quantify it.
Okay, so Wu is saying what Keith said is how I heard it in my head. The period. He said a period there. The language of light will not save humanity. Okay, yeah, right. It's not one tool. It's one tool, right? One tool, and it takes more than one tool. It takes intention, and it takes cooperation, and it takes work. right? And having one extra tool in your toolbox is not going to fix the whole car. Oh, there's another one for you. But yep, okay.
Dang on tonight, aren't you? Oh, well, eventually you'll either straighten out or it won't. No, do the best
Well,
you
that's
can
about
in your
as
corner.
succinct as it can get.
And I misspelled it. Typo.
Twice.
It's staying on the t-shirt though.
Yeah, make sure you read that before you put it on.
Right.
Timo would drop whole sentences. Don't even worry about it.
Right. Okay, so yeah, what Keith said is how I heard it. The language of light. Well, right, it's one more tool. It's just one tool. And speaking of one more tool, I have an idea. Right. I've got. Oh yeah. This is right. This is an action idea. This is not something I have to build. This is not something I have to save up and buy. I could do a live show from the Legion on stage with proper lighting with guests. I'm thinking of doing that. I would this would be an interview. I have to get I've already got permission to use the building. I'm talking a studio setting with a live studio audience, not just
yeah.
What
right
concept?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
They all know me up there, and they all know. I mean, when somebody asks about UFOs and aliens, they all point at me. They all point at me, literally. And I'm like, you know what? I could do this. I could advertise it. It won't be a paid show. It'll be like this, except on a stage in front of people with a light that says "Quiet, please." You know,
or on air, something like that.
On air, right?
Yeah, that would be cool, Nathan. That would be really cool.
I could do it, every now and again. It wouldn't be a thing.
What sort of guests are you talking about? Like somebody from the Bigfoot conferences, or
from the military?
Anybody that's had like a UFO experience or a sighting that would be
this
there?
Would be more conspiracy, unfortunately, and he's the only person that has any experience in it. But it's like government conspiracy and cover-up stuff, which is covered here. I do cover that, but I don't focus on it, But it's in my environment. He's like literally right there, and I'm thinking about interviewing him live. He has already said he would do an interview. He wants to come forward because he's already had people come after him. He's already had wiretaps and people outside raiding his house. He got security cam footage of people raiding his house.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And he has said he wants to do that.
With having his face out there?
That's where I need to talk to him. He wants to do an interview, but we haven't nailed down those details yet. I need to talk to him. I don't have any permission to mention him other than what I've already said, right? And it's just a permissions thing.
Yeah, this is why I don't tend to use names when I'm talking about people.
Why is that? Because of the permissions?
Because I don't if I don't have their permission, I'm not about to tell anybody.
Right. Well, I've said all I can say, and that's like as generic as it doesn't point the finger in any one direction because, well, quite frankly, we've all been visited by the government. I've been visited by Men in Black. You've been visited by the CIA. We've all been visited.
Yeah.
And it's just,
blew up 2 computers.
Right. That was our own crystal network that we had no idea what we were doing.
Boom, boom, boom.
I turned them down, by the way. I remoted in and turned them all down to like 1, not 11.
Okay, I got a question for the panel. What do you think the Star of Bethlehem was?
Alien
Okay. Let's go with Keith first.
Keith.
Double star overlaid from like you've got one star that you see, another one just behind it, making it look doubled. making it look twice the size.
But it's gone now, so.
Well, yeah, but you got to remember, stars move. So if you've got two stars that are overlaid together, it's going to look like one massive star. And as time goes on, they separate.
Yeah, and Earth moves away from them, probably, right?
Right. Well, precession and orbits and like, okay. Now, Lynn, what were you saying? Because y'all talked at the same time.
Do we?
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, we
ahead,
don't
Lynn.
do that.
I'm sorry about that. Anyway, I've read an awful lot about the star. It captured my interest for a time, but it's my opinion it's Halley's Comet.
Okay.
That does return every 70 years. It is a huge light in the sky quite often, not each time, but it's put out there that way. And as I recall, okay, the what I read, and I couldn't tell you what it was, Nathan, that comet was in the sky for the three wise men to follow for a certain length of time and appeared to stop over Bethlehem. And that is where they visited and presented their gifts so that the child could escape Herod's wrath.
Okay. All right. Well, there's the answers that we have, and
What about you?
I need more information. I need to get more information because I'm not gonna
just throw out a theory. What do you think it was?
I don't do that, right? I don't do that. Especially since I don't have any experience with it. You know me, super skeptical, even though like I'm the host of the Quantum Show with all about the psychic crap that nobody believes in. I've done the stuff and I'm still skeptical. I've debunked myself, right?
Yeah.
And
I will say the stuff I was reading was from the scientific journals.
Okay.
So, and that may have been disproved since. I don't know. At the time, they felt very sure that that's what it was.
Okay, dope. All right. I want to look at the chat for a minute. Samo, a few minutes ago, made a comment. I didn't address it. Sorry, Samo. You know, we get on a roll here. He says, if mankind leaves Earth's gravity, we will evolve into something else. Space will swell our heads and eyes and weaken our bones. So these are called aliens, us somehow from the future. I'm not sure about that.
Concept.
Two major factors. One, nobody's coming back from the future. It doesn't happen. Two, the Mobians themselves are originally from Earth. They colonized Mobius on the other side of the sun. And much as what Samuel is pointing out is correct on a short term, you got to remember, on starships capable of being off planet, they've got gravity that counteracts that problem. Because they've got the artificial gravity to avoid that kind of skeletal modification.
Better than what we have, huh?
Way better.
I would like to see the other part of what he's talking about is our evolution outside of Earth's gravity field. Is our heads would swell and our eyes would get bigger and weaken, swell our heads and eyes and weaken our bones. And I think that, you know what? Putting aside the from the future part, it might be from the present after a lot of generations passed. And they have grown into that part. So I don't know.
I don't have enough scientific reference based on Terra to actually give you a stable one on that.
How about
it is theoretically possible?
How about off-world humans that have stayed off-world for a long time and bred and increased in numbers? Do you have any of that?
If they go to a planet that is lower gravity in space, they're in ships that counteract that, and you won't have it. A human spending 50 years, a human would have to live literally thousands of years for that kind of an evolution on another planet, on a low gravity planet. It is possible, but I just don't have the research information to tell you.
Okay, well then, you know what? You're the only one with the resources to actually answer that question in any form, right? So, if you would ask, see about off Earth humans, and as they have evolved, not 1,000-year-old single humans, but like family trees of people, right? Colonies or
just
groups.
getting past mark it down so I actually don't forget.
Okay, but humans out there in different colonies that have lived a long time, maybe a couple hundred years, 10 generations, 15 generations, maybe 5 generations. So and I wouldn't ask you this, Keith, unless I didn't know that you were the only one who could even possibly try to answer this. And I think that's a pretty good question. Thank you.
It's an excellent question, in all fairness.
Thank you, Samo. And now, allow me to tick you off a little bit, Keith. I'll wait till you finish writing because I don't want you to, like, I don't want to write this guy's question down.
Can still scratch it out. You better be careful.
Okay. Now, as far as the time travel goes, Keith, now, they have told you this. They've shown you everything about time travel backwards is not possible, and here's why. And I am going to have to interpret that myself. They're telling you what you can understand. They don't want your head to blow up. Go ahead.
And you're welcome to believe that.
Okay.
You're more than welcome to believe that. I have yet to find anybody that can quantifiably give me an explanation as to how that is actually physically possible.
Well, I have a theory. I don't have any quantifiable things that I can write down, but I do have, this chart makes no sense. So I'm just going to.
That's pretty much what I said. But.
Well, this is my chart, right? This is a chart from earlier. We are on this outer line, and they go in from here. This is closer to source. For just argument's sake, right? This is closer to source, where time is kind of irrelevant here. And now we're on the outside taking the long way. They can go up here, look at source, go to a particular energetic projection of reality from any point in time, like a la Akashic Records, and maybe not interfere, but they can project to and from inside the Akashic Records. I did not know I was going to be talking about the Akashic Records, y'all. Okay, not at all. And while we're out here going the long way around, they're looking at the index and the table of contents over here and the clip notes. And that, the reason I say, okay, well, anyway, let me get, Samo, we will get back to you on that one. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm not going to bring this up at the end of the show.
That's a whole other show.
To go to mush anyway, so.
What?
I said my brain's starting to go to mush anyway.
Yeah, it would be a mixture of, oh no, not right now, and I'm almost out of coffee again, and this is not enough for that conversation. So, okay, let me look at the chat. This has been a great panel, y'all. This has been a great panel, and yeah, Aussie is like, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Wow, time flies. It's been 2 hours already. That's crazy. Yeah. And that was
Wasn't that just 2 minutes ago?
Yeah, that was 2 minutes ago. I didn't even see it.
It's a
Thank
quantum
you.
thing.
I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I'm sorry I didn't address every comment in the chat. Didn't have a chance. We got a lot covered though, right? When we did go over non-human reports and what to do. Let me wrap that part up by saying how I did it was I got hit in the head and I had to relearn how to process information from eating and drinking, tying my shoes to language. And I was reading and writing cursive at or 8 years old. And a lot of people didn't do that. They were still stuck with uppercase, lowercase, and the 3 dotted lines for letters and stuff, right? So I hit my head and it started with, believe it or not, a Coors label. I was like, oh, that's what that is. That must be the C, the O, the R, the S. Coors. The Coors logo is written in cursive. And grown-ups know that. 8-year-olds didn't know that. It was just art for 8-year-olds. And I made the connection. And, well, anyway, I meditate. I clear my mind. I get into a semi-sleepy state to make the calls. When I make the calls, I do that.
Makes sense.
And now I don't know how I saw through the screens at the Bigfoot conference, the Comic-Con, or the grocery store, because those are my 3 sightings of non-humans here on the planet. I don't know how that happened. Maybe it's something up here. Maybe they didn't turn something on, but I haven't seen one in a while, so I think they might be on to me. And I don't want to blow the whistle and blow their cover and get them in trouble with their boxes for hours, right? Because
we don't know how dire that could be.
Right, and I don't want to get anybody's bosses involved. So that's me. That's me wrapping up how I did it. And we're gonna have to go over the time perspective. I'm not gonna call it time travel. I'm gonna have to call it time perspective. And the comparisons, we'll have to do that another time because it's the end of the show. We're beyond the end of the show. We're in overtime. And I don't have money to pay you guys, right? So anyway, yeah, Samo is also saying that's it for the night. We got to cut it short. And yeah, Keith is saying thank you for sharing time with us. Thank you for being in the chat, everybody, even the lurkers and the agents and the off-worlders tuning in. Thank you all. Like and subscribe. You're here, so you're definitely quantum. You could be looking at funny cats. Well, we got funny cats now. We got funny cats. We're going to have lots more funny cats. So thanks, everybody. Keep it quantum.
And happy holy days to everyone.
Holidays, Christmas, all of that, right?
Have a cool Yule.
Broom. I love the cinnamon broom. So thank you, everybody. I gotta push the buttons.
Pushing buttons.
Keeping it quantum, pushing
Good
buttons.
night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night, guys.